Welcome back everyone, this is Mondo All Day, back with another video. And in this video, I'll be doing an overview of Batman, the Hong Kong skydive version of this particular Batman. And of course, it's going to be Batman from the Dark Knight movie wave, or movie itself. As always, I'll be talking about the figure itself in terms of the articulation, sculpture, and paint, and if it's worth your purchase or not. Before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button to not support channel, but to keep up to date and watch videos like this. So let's take a look at front of the box. This side. The back, which doesn't make any sense because this is a masked version of Batman, but yet the figure itself is, well, unmasked, which we'll talk about in a bit. So this side, the back, and the other side, which I don't remember what side I did, but there you go. There's both of them. Top and bottom. And my camera can break it up. There you go. Alright, now let's take a look at the figure outside the box. As always, they do come with a card, as the front of the card looks like for Dark Knight Batman. The back of the card. Put this back there. It does come with this little sticky bomb, which is very, very small. And it does say on there 223, which my camera is not picking it up. There you go. You can see that. And the back of it is nothing. It's just bright silver or red lettering. And then you have this like sticky bomb grenade launcher type thing. It's a weird looking thing, but I mean it works, but it is kind of weird, right? You got that copper look to it, and of course it's black. There's the front side of it, right? And there's the other side, which is going to be identical. And it is flimsy, so most likely this is going to warp. So you may want to either use some kind of paint to make it a lot more stiffer, or make sure you don't have it to where it's like posing like this, because most likely this is going to, as you can see right there, it's going to warp. So keep that in mind. And then you have this kind of glider type thing. I don't know what this is, but it looks cool though. A nice, shiny, glossy black. And it does go in the back of Mr. Batman right there. And then all you do is put that nipple inside the back on the Batman figure, and you're good to go. Alright. We'll start off with the articulation on this figure. So, left, right, up, down. Pretty smooth. Shoulder articulation is good. Just got to keep in mind, this does hit right here, so you kind of have to lift it a little bit. Right here, the shoulder piece, you got to have to lift it up a little bit. But it's good, though. Bicep, elbow, wrist, and then torso. Front torso is good. Back it doesn't, because it does hit back there. You see that right there? It does hit in the back, so keep that in mind. Swivel. Then we'll do leg articulation. Knees. Ankles. Toes. And that's it. So, overall, the articulation on this figure is actually good overall. It's just that, in terms of the back, it's going to hit right here. Unless mine just came all deformed. Well, it is what it is. And here's a hole for you can put this thing on there. You can just put it in the back right there. So, it kind of slides in like something like this. You get the idea. But now, let's talk about this figure. Because, I'll admit, when I first saw the images of this one, I'm like, I don't know. Something about the headpiece, it doesn't look good. Again, this is based on the images that were posted online by McFarlane. But I've said this before, and I'll say it again with McFarlane figures. You got to give them benefit of the doubt. Meaning, you kind of have to wait to see it in person. Because, I got to say, this is a good looking headpiece. You got the painted cheeks, the mouth, the lips, the eyebrows, the eyes. A little bit on the nose, nice stylized hair. You got the brown with the blacks, a little bit of light brown. And this headpiece looks really good. For the price you're paying for 23 bucks, I mean, this is a good looking headpiece. You have to admit, just look at that. You have to admit, this is a really good headpiece. And I know some people are going to say, yeah, but Hot Toys is better. Yes, but look at the price on that. This is 23 bucks. Look at the price of Hot Toys. Or look at the price for, I believe it's like Mayfix or something like that. Anyways, this is a good looking headpiece for Christian Bale Batman. And I gotta say, McFarlane nailed it. And then for 23 bucks, Damn, this is a good looking headpiece. And then you have the body. Now, the body itself, it looks familiar from the previous one, because essentially it is. Obviously, it does not have a cape, but there are some like small subtle changes. For instance, here, this is kind of like lifted, and compared to the old one, but this one's kind of lifted on here on both sides, this portion right there, and the other one is not like kind of glued. So I don't know if it's by design or mine just came off with the glue, but that's that. But I'll show you the figure itself. So there's the shoulder piece on here, kind of plain looking, right? A little bit of battle damage here. Maybe just some scuff marks on there. More of this kind of armor-like. There's the gauntlets. The gauntlets look pretty darn dope. There's the back of the arm. I do like the underlayer on here, the very textured underlayer. I like that a lot. There's the hand, right? You got the trigger hands on both sides, but this one, the original one, has the fist on his left, but I'm sure you can replace it. And the other side is going to be identical in terms of the design and paint sculpture design. You can see that right there. Gauntlets on there, trigger hand. And then you have the upper torso. You got the nice Batman logo. Same kind of paint. The underneath is going to be black, but yet this armor-like pieces is going to be like a dark gray. I know a lot of people prefer more black, all blacked out Batman, and honestly, I would prefer all blacked out Batman. I think they would look really cool. Something like this kind of black, you know what I mean? Like this. But it's all good, though. There's the back of it, of the upper body. Nice armor-like type. I do like this underlayer. I liked it a lot. And there's the side of it. You can see more sculpture design there. And so, again, this is going to be an identical figure. The body itself is going to be identical from the previous one. It's just this is not going to have a cape and, of course, a different headpiece. But the color palette, though, it's going to be pretty much the same. So, there you go. But overall, this figure, the upper body, I got to say, it looks solid. Especially with the headpiece. This headpiece looks... It is fantastic, man. I'm telling you, you have to see it in person. If you see images online, you're going to be like, kind of looks like Christian Bale, kind of doesn't. But when you see it in person, I'm telling you, it looks a lot more like Christian Bale. And it looks a lot better compared to those images we saw online. So, get this one. Because I know there's two versions of this figure. There's this one, and there's a platinum, which I'll have it to the side of this one. So you can see the platinum one. And from the looks of it, it's going to be a masked version of this particular figure. But the big difference is going to be that it's going to be masked, but also it's going to have that cape that's similar to the Batman one from the movie. So, yeah, so there's a platinum of this figure, so you might have to go hunting, which I don't want to because of gas prices, but whatever. Overall, the upper body, I got to say on this figure, incredible looking figure. I like this figure. Even the base one with the cape looks amazing. Then you have this headpiece. It is just top notch, man. McFarlane nailed this figure. Utility belt, again, it's similar to the previous one. Very detailed. I do like that paint on here. That nice, shiny, like, copper with gold paint. Looks really nice, right? Look at all that detail. It really does stand out. And then, does he do squats? Damn. Got pancake butt right there. So, here's the back of Christian Bale. Oof, man, you gotta do squats, homie. The black armor, similar to the upper body. More in the back right there. More of the underlayer textured, more armored on the legs as well too. And there's the side of the legs, right? There's the boot as well too. There's the side of the legs on there. There's the feet, and there's the front of the legs. Again, similar to the previous one, same color palette. It's just like I said, it's going to be the cape and the headpiece. And so overall, this figure itself. It looks solid, man. Even having it uncaped, or without a cape, I don't like Batman without a cape, but I think with this one, though, I think it looks really darn good. And again, this headpiece is just fantastic, and McFarlane nailed Christian Bale look. It's not 100% accurate, but again, for the price of what you're paying for it, you gotta admit, this is a good looking figure. So, overall, I gotta say, McFarlane did a really good job on this figure, and I'm really glad I got one. This sold out. I can see why. And yeah, so I'm really loving this figure. But of course, the main question is it really worth it? Should you go out and get this figure? For the price for what you're paying, heck yeah. $23, right? Because the price did go up. I mean, it is what it is, right? It was inevitable. McFarlane was going to increase in prices. So for 23 bucks for what you're getting, I gotta say, great looking figure. The headpiece is fantastic. The body, it is a reuse, but it has no cape, but it still looks great. Then you got the accessories, and again, for 23 bucks, I'm telling you, when you see this headpiece, you're gonna be like, damn, this is a really good headpiece, and it looks a lot like Christian Bale. Not 100% accurate, but definitely see the similarities, like really, really close. For 23 bucks, heck yeah. Regardless of the price, though, what I think about the figure, definitely a must-buy in my opinion. Great looking figure. If you like the original one, the previous one, you're gonna love this one. And especially having the headpiece, definitely get it. I'm telling you, if you see this one in person, you're gonna be like, damn, this is a really good headpiece. It's something about the headpiece. Just trust me when I say, when you get it and you see it in person, you'll know and you'll thank me. So overall, what do I give this particular figure? Easily a thumbs up for me. Again, for what you're paying, especially the headpiece, top notch. I'll see if I can get that platinum one. I don't think I will, but if I do get it, great. If I don't, it is what it is though. So once again, thumbs up for me. Definitely get one if you can. Try not to pay over retail. The most I would personally pay for this is probably maybe 30 bucks at most. So anything higher than that, it's not really worth it. If you can get a retail, great. Maybe a few bucks more, sure. But once it hits that $30 range, heck no. So that's my advice. Here we have the original one and, of course, the unmasked version. Now, as I mentioned, of the little pieces right here, right? This thing right there. Hopefully my camera can pick it up. There you go. See that right there? It's kind of lifted. And then when you look at this one, it's like glued on there. So I don't know if it's by design or whatnot, but that's something that I noticed. So, yeah. Is it a deal breaker? No, but I figured I'll just show you so you can get an idea what I was referring to regarding the shoulder pieces on there. So, again, this is going to be similar in terms of the body itself is going to be a reuse, but again, the big difference is going to be headpiece and, of course, the cape. Here we have Michael Keaton Batman. This is going to be unmasked from the Flash movie wave, and of course, unmasked Christian Bale from the Dark Knight movie wave. Now, in terms of the headpiece, this is why I like this one a lot, because, look, this, ask yourself this question, let's be real. Does this look like Michael Keaton? I know he's older, so I know some people thinking about, oh, Batman 89, you know, he's going to be different, but does it look like Michael Keaton? Let's be real. Kinda, somewhat, right? Take a look at it, right? Does it look like Michael Keaton Batman from the Flash movie? All right. Now, does this look like Christian Bale? You gotta admit, this looks pretty darn good. When you compare Michael Keaton to this one, you gotta admit, this looks a lot closer to Christian Bale Batman. It's not 100%, but again, for 23 bucks, pretty good. Here we have Wonder Woman from the Shazam! Fury of the Gods movie wave, and of course, unmasked version of Christian Bale. Again, look at this headpiece. Does this look like Gal Gadot? Like, let's be real. Sure, but like the similarities is really, really low compared to this one. I'm emphasizing this because of the headpiece, because I'm telling you, it looks really good. For the price for what you're paying, damn, McFarlane nailed it. Here we have Jason Momoa from the Aquaman Lost Kingdom movie wave, and of course, Christian Bale. Yes, he's a lot taller. But again, I'm talking about the headpiece. Look at the headpiece. Does this look like Jason Momoa? Be real. Does this look like Christian Bale? Again, this headpiece looks really, really good. This one, it looks cool, but does it look like Jason Momoa? Sure. It's like, this is more like an inspired look. This is Christian Bale. You get what I'm saying? And for shits and giggles, here we have Nightwing from the Nightfall storyline. And no, it does not look good having a more comic accurate figure next to a live action figure. I mean, just this just looks so awkward next to each other, just off. The colors, the detail, it's not bad. Again, it's more comic accurate, but it's just, I'll just say this. If you have this live action figure, don't have it next to a comic accurate figure, because just look at that. It just doesn't work well. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys agree with this figure? Do you plan to purchase this figure? Leave it in the comment section below. As always, make sure you hit the subscribe button to not only support channel, but to keep up to date and watch videos like this. This includes an overview of Batman, the Hong Kong dive from the Dark Knight movie wave, and on to the next one.